Derek, we don't hear anything you're saying.
Are you
If you just said something.
Derek, are you speaking?
He had said something.
Mm-mm. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. Mm-mm. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh,
There you go.
how about now?
Yes, you were muted for whatever reason.
Okay, cool. That sounds
Okay.
good.
Yes, you sound great. So let's do this. What is going on, you guys? I am EricDevontae, and you are watching the RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars All Winners Season 7 review. This is the first ever time that we're doing this, and I'm so excited to be bringing this to you guys. And I have two amazing co-panelists with me. One of my best friends since like early teenage years, Lawrence.
Hi.
And one of my favorite people that I met being on the West, Derek.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
So, of course, give Wendy her flowers. She's coming back soon enough.
All right.
So, I thought first, before we get into this, I thought it was important that I started this panel with you guys because I feel like the Drag Race fandom has a lot of Black following, but it doesn't have enough Black voices in terms of coverage of each season. So, I think what better way to do this than to add color to the conversation. So, yeah.
Sounds good. Doing the right thing. It's about damn time. It's about damn time. Please don't tell me I'm the only one that's heard that little song.
No, it's everywhere. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere.
I haven't heard it.
It'll make its way to you now that you said that. You know the internet's always listening.
All right. They'll send it to me.
So, all right, let's get into this. This is RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars All Winners Season 7, the first time this is ever happening. And we have some amazing contestants this time around. We have Raja Gemini, Shea Coulee, Monet Exchange, Trinity the Tuck Taylor, The Vivian, Jinx Monsoon, Evie Oddly. Am I missing anybody?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing one more.
You are.
Shea Coulee, Jada Essence Hall, Evie Oddly, Trinity.
Jada. How the hell did
Jada.
Jada's like my favorite one? How did I? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Jada. The essence of beauty. My apologies. So before we get into this, do you guys have any like early bets as far as who's taking the crown?
Ooh.
You could give me a top 3, but like who is
because
the
I have
one
a top
person?
4.
You get a top 3, and then give me the one, and then give me the one person that you feel like is gonna rise above and just get it.
Okay, I'll jump in. Top 3. I'm going to say so far Jinx Monsoon.
Okay.
I see Shea up there for sure. Shea. And I see. I'm going to give it to. I feel like I'll give it to Raja. I really feel like she's keeping up with the girls right now. And I feel like this is going to be another success story from an OG, kind of like All-Star 6 was with Kylie. I think we'll see another OG rise to the top. So those are my top 3.
The head OG at that, because she is definitely the oldest queen on this show, not by age, but in terms of just like how long it's been since she's been on the season. I would never drag Raja. Ever. Yeah. Let me deflect. Lawrence, can you give me a top 3?
I mean, well, she is 47. She's not a spring chicken.
Raja's
anyway.
47?
Wait, is she really?
She's 47, yeah.
That's sickening.
She looks good.
She was on the show when she was 36. Season 3.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah, she does. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Not the Con Edison cutting up.
Oh, Eric, we're not going to get into it about you and your issues.
I made 5, 6, 7 before we started this panel. Thank you very much. We're moving forward.
See what happens when you drag Raja?
Look, the lights got to get shut off.
Okay.
And that's on Gemini season.
So my top 3, there's really only one person that I see right now, and that's Shea. I honestly, I think it's gonna be Shea, and it's gonna be a rotation in my mind of like my top 3, like as weeks go by, like, oh wait, you can bump out somebody here and put this person in here because they're doing really
Right.
good. But I don't see Shay out of that rotation at all. And I mean, I honestly think if they don't just keep blocking her, she's gonna win. She wins everything.
Shay is that sickening, so I completely understand that.
Shay
For
is that
me,
girl.
Shay is like the creme de la creme. Like she is my placeholder for first, and then
Mhm.
it's a rotating space between Jinx, Raja, and I want to, as much as I want to put Jada up there, I want to put Trinity there because I feel like Trinity is not really to be slept on. So I'm just gonna
Mhm.
have her as a part of my rotating 3, but Shay is the top one for me. So let's hop right on in. So the entrances, the first girl that we see come through is Shay Coulee. How did you guys feel about her entrance look? The orange jumpsuit, the slick back hair, the pump.
Can I just say, I'm not a fan of like orange on like brown skin, but Shay is really that girl. Like she walked in giving legs and hips
Look,
and body.
the song
Yeah,
of the
did she
summer.
not? Did she not? Did she
Always
not? She
sickening.
looks good. She looks
Always.
Yeah,
hella good.
Shay.
Oh, I didn't think I needed an introduction.
Because she's Shay motherfucking Coulee. Never forget it.
She looks hot.
Lawrence?
Yeah, Shay. There was just like literally no words. I mean, the makeup is one to which like one aspires to have
Mhm.
or to do. Like that level is like there's just I just don't see like any competition like just kind of there. And then like the body, just like fucking forget about it. Like she looked amazing. There was nothing wrong with that. And for an all winter season, that easily could have gone over as like, girl, you're wearing a leotard. You know, like how they like to read like, girl, you're wearing a leotard.
Right.
But it
A
was
jumpsuit.
more than a leotard. Like she was wearing the fuck out like it was a garment. You know, like it was a thing. It was a
Hmm.
moment. Like everyone there can't wear that and sell it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Absolutely.
Naomi bought it after the fucking show, honestly.
No, for
She
real,
looks
for real.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, for me, Shay is very womana, very like the padding, the shape is always there. The makeup has evolved from seasons because even in her initial season, her makeup was good, but she was like having skin issues. So like to see her hit this point now, it's like Shay is so polished, and I don't know how you can up the bar
Yes.
so much. It's like the Beyonce effect, in my opinion. How every time she comes out, it's something elevated. That's what
Hmm.
Shay gives, and I think that's what makes her such a threat. Um, I will disagree with you, Derek, in saying, well, I mean, that is your opinion, but like orange on brown skin is how I feel about yellow on brown skin. Like certain
Hmm.
things just pop, and I feel like melanin adds to the color. So, I
Hmm.
mean, I think it was slightly understated, but so polished that there's nothing to critique about it.
Yeah,
Um,
she is
and
perfection.
perfection. How did you guys feel about the entrance line? Oh, I didn't think I needed an introduction.
Very fitting. You don't need an introduction. You're
We
Shea
know who Shay
motherfucking
is.
Kool-Aid. Like
Right.
it was very fitting. And I'd also like to just point out that she was the first to walk into the room. She was the first to walk into the room in All Stars 5 as well. So I mean, it's just something to be said about that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
Is
I
that a
just
production choice? Do you think like that's like? Mm.
I think it's
I
really inconsiderate only because her back has to be like hurting from carrying All-Star 5 on her back the whole season. Like give this girl
yeah.
a break. Like she even throughout, and we'll talk about the episodes, but the episode 1 kind of set the tone this season. It's like, okay, it's feeling like All Stars 5. This shit was set up for her to win.
Hmm.
But we'll see.
Absolutely. Okay, so next up we have one of my faves, Jada Essence Hall, and her entrance line was, "Hey bitches, she's back." Parentheses America, I'm your favorite bottom, which I didn't quite get off rip because I'm just like, Jada was in the bottom once, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was a position pun.
I did too, but I thought it was supposed to be like a double entendre, but I don't know. That's why I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. I didn't really understand her interest line personally. Like, I mean, it was like it was like a question. She's back, but it was. She just looks great. She just looks great. So who cares? You say what you want when you're a winner.
The period. Period. You're a winner, baby. Lawrence, what did you think?
I didn't care for the entrance line at all. Um, and I mean, I like what she was wearing. Like it looked expensive. It was a nice clash of like opulence and but also anyone can kind of get it like in a roundabout type of thing. I kind of like that look. The hair was atrocious to me. Like it did not compliment her at all. It actually kind of aged her, which is odd because Jada always looks really, really, really young to me. Like really, really young, which is to be said. I mean, to win season 12 during a pandemic, to be as young as she actually is and everything like that. So I didn't really care for like her line, her entrance look. I would probably give it like a 7. But Jada is one of those queens that makes all of her own garments, or at least like 90% of them. And I have a tremendous respect for any queen that makes her own stuff and it looks the way that Jada's did. I'm just getting like flashbacks to like that purple dress when she was in the bottom when Whoopi was on season 12. That dress, I just fucking can't. And then the lip sync that followed through, like I just can't. Like
the Prince lip sync.
Jada was the moment. Like she was. I do need her to hit her stride a little bit more, but we'll get into that.
Okay. Well, yes, we will get into that. For me personally, I mean, this is kind of like a Jada Essence stand page. I pretty much love everything that Jada does. I thought that look out of all of the entrance looks is the one I would want to buy for myself. It's something about it that, like you said, it's so modern and slightly pedestrian, but so expensive because of all of the crystals and just the adornments on it. Like, I just think that Jada knows who she is and has a very solid point of view. As I feel with most of these winners, hence why they won. They understand who they are and what their brand is. I loved it. Now, in regards to the hair, I understand what you're talking about. That swoop over / mullet in the back type Billy Ray Cyrus fantasy mixed with like an older actress like type thing.
UOD, it's not Billy Ray Cyrus. Come on.
Didn't he wear a mullet?
Yeah.
That's what it was in the back. It was a mullet.
Oh.
It's giving cool auntie vibes. The hair.
I was here for it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased, but I just love Jada. Also, her confessional look. I knew Jada was attractive, like in her original season, but like Jada is so handsome.
I agree. Very, she is
so handsome. But okay, enough fanning out. Next up, we have Evie Oddly. Her entrance line was, "Don't mind me. I just even the odds." How did you guys feel about that whole yellow and purple number that Evie Oddly came with?
Okay, well, this is definitely Evie's style. I feel like for the purple and yellow, I'm not too much of a fan of purple and yellow, even though LA Lakers, that was our thing as a family growing up. But it's so very Evie, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate, I believe it was a portrait of her on the back of her jacket, which I believe. And I appreciate detail in that. And I also didn't care for the hair or the makeup. If you guys noticed, she had the purple and yellow contacts going on, which was, everything is, my excuse for everything is that's just Evie. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. And I love Evie. But, yeah. I do have to mention, though, really quickly, when she came and saw Shay and Jada, she said, it's so nice, basically acknowledging the recent Melanin dynasty, because I don't think any queen on the show has publicly acknowledged that. Like Evie was a part of probably started the Melanin dynasty.
Yeah, because she was the first winner out of them.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Dope shout out for that. I like that.
Lawrence?
Yeah, I have to echo what Derek said. I would give her look probably like a 6. I think even for Evie, it could have been elevated more, like for like an entrance look, because we've seen Evie do like she's pioneered a lot of like different types of drag, like on RuPaul's Drag Race. Um, and it didn't actually bother me that the hair was falling down. I feel like it kind of added to like the Evie-ism of just what the fuck's going on here. Like, it kind of looks like what's going on here, but it's also like you can't look away. I think she looks good, but I think that she could have looked better. As far as like the entrance line, like I'm actually really over like the whole odd, even like just isms like up like next.
Like Monet Sponge, like it's gimmicky.
Yeah.
Like brown
It's
cow
like,
stunning. It's like you always call back to
yeah,
that.
I
and you
don't want to
always
hear
have to go
it.
back
Like
to that.
it's
Yeah.
annoying.
But what about if it's in her name though? Like that's her brand. Like what if it's her name as opposed to Monet and Monique who use puns based off their songs or
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but then it's also kind of like I feel like if you're always kind of like on brand, which I guess is not a bad thing, but sometimes it can come off as one-dimensional to me. At least like on a show like this, it's always good to kind of see just something else. I don't know. But I mean, it was an entrance line. It was what it was. I definitely think that she's a strong contender for the competition for sure.
In my opinion, the entrance line didn't phase me any because I understood like it was a play on her name, so it's whatever. The entrance look I did not like. I did not like that. The only thing I liked was the trench, but like that little bathing suit, like I don't want to see any bathing suits on this motherfucking runway. Like I don't care if it's H&M,
See a
Forever
goddamn
21,
H&M.
none of it. I don't want to see that. And I understand that it's easy to brush it off and be like, oh, that's just Evie. But I'm like, Evie has different aesthetics because her finale, that was also Evie. So if that finale can be, if that can be that level, then I need this to be that level. And it wasn't.
Yep.
The hair falling down, it was just like chaos. And it wasn't like organized chaos. It just did not do anything for me. And I think Evie is sickening, but this look, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on.
It's a boot.
It's a boot. It's a boot. It's a chop. All the thumbs down terms. It's that. Okay, so next up we have Trinity the Tuck, and her entrance line was body, body, and more body. The Holy Trinity has arrived. How did y'all feel about the purple feathery dress with the leather jacket fantasy and the harness and the purple hair and then the fascinator? I can start since you guys are gobsmacked. I didn't like it. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what direction Trinity was trying to go for. So it was a miss on for me. And that's crazy because I normally think that Trinity is like one of those girls that's very like she crosses her T's and dots her I's every time. So I didn't understand what she was going for in this look. Maybe she didn't get to see it before like it was time to go. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I'll go. So I think I'm on board with not liking it as well. But I think from afar, it looks okay. Up close, I don't like it. It's a lot going on here. The jacket is like leather with like, and then it's like the yellow bondage or something like, or the harness going on between the breastplate and it's just a lot of material together. The feathers up here, like I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm like it's biker jacket, but it's showgirl, but it's drag.
I don't think Trinity knew what was going on either. I don't think Trinity knew what was going on. If that was a category, she wouldn't know what it would fall under. It could be motocross. It could be the 20s. It could be fetish. It could be. It's a lot of a mess. Lawrence.
Ooh.
I actually didn't think it was that bad. I thought she looked good. I actually always think that Trinity looks good. I haven't really seen her in anything that looked bad. And I think we also need to kind of keep in mind that they are entrance looks, so they're not gonna be like opulent, but I do agree that I didn't really understand what the narrative was behind like the look. Although I mean, I thought it was okay. I think for Trinity, I would give it a 5.
For Trinity, for
Yeah,
Trinity, and that's the statement. You
because I
know,
really feel like Trinity tries hard. Like, not that she's trying hard to like she doesn't have it in her. Like, she's thoughtful
yes,
in her pieces.
Yeah, she's
absolutely.
fabulous. Yeah, she's yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah.
I feel like it was probably just like a bad choice, and I'm glad she got it out the way early, so that way the rest of the season she can kind of just like give it to the girls, because I really didn't understand that for her. But next up we have Monet Exchange, and her entrance line was, "You know what they say, Monet changes everything. Money gun, money gun, money gun."
Well, it definitely changed it for her because I mean, season 10, oh my God, that was rough.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that was rough. Um, yeah, that was rough. And then I think that like Monet has beyond elevated. I have to like say like she really did. As far as like her entrance look, um, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. Like there was something about it that was just kind of like, oh, like there were nice parts of it. I feel like there was a lot of like nice pieces to it, but put together, it was almost like the Frankenstein effect. Like the individual pieces are nice, but then when you kind of put it together, I didn't really care for it. Like I didn't really care for like the
The
tissue
paper.
was the paper tissue embellishment around the neck, around the wrists. It was cute. Um, but yeah, I didn't really care for it. But I think that her makeup has come leaps and bounds. Like she looked gorgeous. I believe that I like the hair. I have to relook at like the image,
Oh,
but
the two
I believe that I
puffs.
did like the hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I love when black queens
Do
like
black
they don't.
hairstyles.
I like when they do like the black hairstyles and they just like represent. So I'm always gonna be here for that. But as far as like the look, I would give it like a 5.
For me personally, I feel like the white was supposed to replicate fleece. You know how you have like those bomber jackets, think very North Face, very like winter, like that type of thing. I think that's what the tissue was supposed to do. But I'm like, Monet, I feel like since you've won and you've had like the exchange rate and you've been hosting a pit stop, you have enough money to just get what it's supposed to be imitating. So why not just get it? But I don't know. I wasn't big on this outfit. Those boots that went all the way up, sickening. Monet's body, and to know she does not pad her ass, sickening.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
an ass.
I think it was a choice. Like for me, Monet's fashion it can be either here or there. She's not like a girl I think of when I think of fashion. Like either it's really good or it's like um but she looked beautiful. It just wasn't my favorite outfit of hers. Derek?
Um, so you guys know this is the Monet Exchange Stan account.
I
I love
respect that.
Monet Exchange.
I see.
Really?
That is my
You-
favorite RuPaul's Drag Race queen. She's definitely in my top 5. I think she is so relatable. I love her. I love this look on Monet. It is so her. This might be my favorite entrance. This might be my favorite
Sorry,
entrance
sorry.
execution. I really think that she had the best entrance. The way she just came in and the pun with her name and money and Monet, and then the money gun was flawless after a tragic money gun incident that we had with She Who Shall Not Be Named
mm.
last season on Drag Race 14. So
Oh, Alyssa
um,
Hunter.
yes,
Oh,
so
she
she
wasn't supposed to be named. My bad.
so she definitely. I'm seeing this trend that Monet definitely loves a plaid and something ghetto, like the booty shorts, the thigh highs, and the fro. I just love it. I love when queens, especially black queens, and Monet does this often. They incorporate black culture in a lot of what they do in drag. Um, uh, I don't know. It's just it's hard to tell what's going on a little bit with this outfit. It does give like the British are coming / medieval / Brooklyn. So it is a lot. So I can see why some folks might not be feeling it. But what I really love about Monet is she hasn't always been the fashion queen. I think this season we're really starting to see some type of elevation from her, and I'm so happy and proud of that. She's always confident. She's always feeling her look. Like you can tell her whatever you feel, but she loves her look and she's confident, and I respect that. Hair and makeup looks great to me, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to an elevated Monet exchange.
You better stand your girl. You better stand. When she sees this, she will smile hard and then say she wants to fuck.
Yes.
That's what it's giving.
Let's
I love
do
it. So next up we have Jinx Monsoon. Entrance line. I will start actually. I feel like it falls under that pattern of the brand of Jinx Monsoon, because if any other queen wore this, I'd be like, I know you motherfucking lying. But because it's Jinx and it fits that aesthetic, I'm like, I see the vision. Am I in full support? Am I on the bandwagon? Not necessarily with the outfit, the robe, and then the control top panties and the lingerie. Like, not my favorite Jinx Monsoon look. The entrance line is so Jinx, and I love that about her. The hair looked great, the makeup looked great. I just felt like there was probably a more elevated approach that we could have took with this. And granted, I'm not saying give your best drag on the entrance look, but I'm saying show us what you've learned since season 5. And I know Jinx is sickening, so that was where I was at with it. Not my favorite look, but I love me some Jinx. Derek, you want to go next?
Yeah, so I think Jinx looks the fuck good. Okay, I think Jinx looks really good. Someone said, and they had the season 5 package, that she is the Meryl Streep of drag queens, and I can definitely see it. She definitely brings theater to drag, and I just love that about her. I'm not used to Jinx being this sexy, like from season 5, and I don't really follow her outside of the show, so I'm not used to if this is like her MILF fantasy that she gives with her drag, but I am loving it. She's definitely giving Lane Bryant torrid, sexy the house down boots. And I love the dress. I love the orange hair. Very housewife, very actress. She looks very good. For the DL mask tops like me out in the world, DL mask top. What?
Right. Like it. Wait, what?
What is control top panties?
So I don't know what the structure of a control top panty is supposed to be. I just know the look of it. So I guess it's so. Have you ever seen like the panties that have like that very visible like cutoff point? It's like black and then it goes sheer.
Okay. Yep.
That. So I don't know if it's supposed to keep your actual underwear from like rising or shifting or whatever the case may be. I don't know the functionality of control top panties. I just know what they look like.
Okay, I was wondering. I didn't know.
I haven't dabbled in drag yet, so I don't really know.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah, come on, yeah. Eric for RuPaul's Drag Race season, whatever it is, because I'm there for it. And I'm going to be a little fan in the comments like, you fucking talking about Eric, and you're going to fucking die.
Right. Act like the real fandom. But honestly, after watching, like in the episodes we've seen thus far, seeing all these talented queens just be in their element and just know who they are, I would love to be a contestant on Drag Race, because I think it's such a sickening art form. Like, even the girls who get eliminated first, the ones audition, drag queens are sickening. But I'm gonna move on to Lawrence.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I love Jinx's look. I had no issues with the control top, whatever the hell she was wearing. Again, it was very on brand for Jinx Monsoon. Jinx was one of those winners that like season 5. I've seen that season 20 times. And I had always thought, like, in the beginning that, like, Alaska should have won. Everyone knows that Alaska is, like, my favorite of all time. But Jinx definitely deserved to win season 5. The Meryl Streep of drag, she is. At least for now. Like I get that comparison. Um, and I loved it. I thought the entrance line, which in and of itself, Jinx is so smart. Like you have an entrance line, and the line is line. Like she understands humor, and I think that's
Very
like the
well.
best thing about Jinx Monsoon. Like, and I wish that these queens would just kind of realize by now, which maybe they have. I would hope so. It's been a million seasons, but like, if you're not funny, you're not gonna win this show. And Jinx Monsoon is hilarious, and it comes from
Hilarious.
within. It's not one of those things that can be like rehearsed. Like, it's not one of those things like, what did she say to RuPaul? Oh, I tried to tease it, but I just pissed it
I
off.
pissed
Like,
it off.
it's just, you just fucking get it. Like, she said it like she said to Michelle, oh, I think you and I have a different aesthetic. Like, like
Yes, yes,
literally, like
yes.
Jinx just fucking gets it. I give her entrance look a 9, and I give her line a 10.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
I won't hold you on your opinions. I do think a 9 is very generous, but hey. I agree with everything else said. Jinx is really like spectacular. Spectacular. Love Jinx Monsoon. Okay. Next up we have the icon herself, Raja Gemini. Entrance line. Did somebody call for an icon?
I love that.
We can start with Lawrence this time.
I mean, whatever. I love what she was wearing. I love what Raja was wearing. I love what she was wearing. I would give that a 10. The line, I don't, whatever. But she definitely was like the best dressed. The line I didn't care for. Like, someone called for an icon. I get it. She was dressed up as like an eye, like, I guess like branding and everything like that. But I don't know. I need to kind of see like more from Raja. I know everyone's probably looking at me like I'm fucking nuts. Like, bitch,
I
haven't you
am.
seen enough from her?
I
But
am. You're
Raja
fucking
was
nuts.
like, she wasn't like always my favorite. Although I mean, she's fabulous. I think it's because I don't actually see Raja as like a drag queen. I know that sounds crazy, but I see her more as like a model. Like, I don't really see her as like a drag queen. So I don't know. I'm interested to kind of see like what she does, but the entrance look was definitely a 10. I mean, come on, and to come out the gates swinging that hard after 11 years of not being on the show. Raja has a lot to not prove, but Raja has like a lot to hold on to, like to hold up. Like, the expectation is far beyond, I think, any of them, if I'm being honest, because she's the most out of like the fan base. And so she has a whole new kind of fan base to like impress in a way, because the girls that are watching now, they were 3 when Raja was
They were 3.
They were young. They were young girls. The ones that are like judging Drag Race now.
Oh,
They were
yes.
young. So,
These are babies. Yeah, I feel that. Derek?
I stand Raja. I remember Raja, or I guess Sultan from America's Next Top Model.
Right.
So I've been loving them since then. So, but at this point in the show, in the entrance look, the looks are definitely starting to get better at this point. Raja looks amazing. She's back and really letting the young kids know that she was the first fashion queen to really snatch the crown. So, and then she goes, it's been, I like how she goes to the women, and it's like very much the end of Titanic. You know, it's been 10 years for me. So I love the dress. I love that she's sticking with the gray hair. I absolutely love that. And I really think that she sat down when she got the call and said, whether she was working with designers or doing her outfits herself, it was very much, I gotta go and let these girls like drag is. She already knows drag has changed so much. She said it already. Drag has changed so much. I gotta let these young kids know, like I am that girl. I've been that girl. I was one of the first fashion queens. So love it. Immediately got the reference with the eye and the icon in her season 3 entrance, and she said on Instagram that she made her entrance look herself and out of pieces from her home. So if that is talent. She is so talented.
For me, Raja, it's damn near Raja's stand account. Like, I'm always gonna be honest about it, but like Raja is spectacular. Raja is spectacular. Talk about somebody who knows who they are, their references. Raja doesn't necessarily take inspiration from other people as much as I feel like she is a trendsetter. We all take inspiration from other people, but I feel like Raja is so unique in perspective that she sets a lot of trends. I mean, like you, I've been following since America's Next Top Model. And on top of that, like I love her on Fashion Photo Review. I just love Raja. I think she's sickening. I think she is like the standard of a great aesthetic. And yeah, I'm so excited to see what she does this season. And then last but not least, we have the Vivian, whose entrance line was, "Don't you just love a long, hard, stiff competition?"
I think the Vivian is absolutely competition. Okay, pioneering Drag Race UK, which the UK queens really rival the US queens. I would go as far as to say like they're slightly better in some ways, especially when it comes to comedy. The Vivian used to play every single runway that she was in. I think she was only in the bottom 2 once. Granted, I think it was like a 9-episode season that she won, but she was excellent. Like in all of the challenges and all of the runways and like everything. And that fucking snatch game, fucking forget about it. As Donald Trump, I literally fucking can't. Like that shit was iconic. As far as the entrance look goes, I feel like it could have went over better if it was kind of tailored like a little bit better. Like in the front, it looked good, but then I noticed like when she like kind of kept progressing, you kind of saw like the back. It was kind of like, are you padded? Are you not padded? Is the padding like just weird or like whatever? Like I feel like if you're gonna wear pants, especially as a drag queen, that ass has to go put out. So that way we get like a shape or like a something to fill in the backside. And I didn't really like kind of get that from her. The hair was cute. I'm not as crazy about it as everyone else is, but the hair was cute. I would probably give like her look a 6, her entrance look a 6. But I am excited to see what Vivian. I think she's an excellent drag queen.
You gave the Vivian's look a 6 and Jinx a 9.
I think that Jinx's look is like really, really on brand, like for Jinx. And if I actually compare Jinx's entrance look to a lot of stuff that she won season 5, which to me was very unfavorable, it looked much better than anything that she's really worn on season 5. So to me, like just comparing her to herself, I honestly would give it like a 9. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Derek, how are you feeling about the Vivian?
I absolutely love that queens that have been crowned from different countries are competing. Hopefully, this is the start of something else for the next All Stars All Winter season. And I love the Vivian. I think he is hot. I think she is hot. I think I really love the Vivian's look. I'm actually going to go as far to say this is my favorite look of the entrance look, and it might be the most pedestrian. Yeah, from the hair to the top to the pants. I love a pantsuit on a woman. Hillary Clinton could never rock that. I think that is so fire. Like for some reason, it's just it was a toss up between Shay and Vivian for me.
Derek,
you said Monet.
Derek.
No, I said the execution of the entrance. The execution of
the
Monet's
full on. Okay,
the full. Yeah.
My apologies.
But Shay and Vivian, hands down, top 2 best. Raja up there. Raja's top 3 as well. But Vivian, I just love
Yeah,
the
Derek,
makeup.
what is happening right now? The Vivian and
The
look, are you serious?
I love it. I love it. I love a
Are you
pantsuit.
serious?
I love a pantsuit. I love a
A
pantsuit. I love
pantsuit is fine, but that pantsuit,
and the
come
hair,
on. Like,
the hair.
You know,
I like
that
it.
hair, sure, but the suit, oh, girl.
The makeup too. The makeup.
the makeup was so precise.
The
Yeah, her
face
makeup
is
is
just
always
everything.
beautiful.
Don't
She
play with
looks
the Vivian.
good. She looks good. And I seen her in person and she looks good.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, oh, I love that you met her in person because I feel like she's so nice. So I'm actually gonna go as far as to agree with Derek in regards to how sickening I feel like the entrance look is. I love pants. I love those type of pants in general. I love at least from the front on, because I don't remember her turning and me being like, eh. Like I really like the simplicity of it, and then the hair being the focal point. Like I like that it's slightly understated, but still like has drag elements. I'm not gonna go as far to say that she's like top 3 in the entrance looks. I don't feel that, but like would I want it in my closet? Hell yeah, I think it's sexy.
Yeah, I love that pants, man. Those pants.
I'm excited for the Vivian to be with these girls. I know right now she feels like she's a bit of an outcast, but like I think the Vivian very well deserves that place. So I'm excited to see what she brings this season. And yeah, okay, so before we move on, give me your top one. Now that we've gone through the entrance looks, who's the number one? In your opinion.
In entrance looks?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's the Vivian. For some reason, I just like that's a really cool top. I love the hair, and I really love the flare pants.
Lauren?
Pedestrian, but I think it's fierce.
Pedestrian is absolutely the correct adjective to describe that. I will definitely give it to Shay. Shay chose the right name as a drag queen because her skin is like butter now. Like I'm obsessed with this bitch. Like the slick back, and I love big hair on drag queen, but the fact that that shit was flat and slicked back and the bitch still served, I just can't. She can do no wrong. The bodysuit looked like it was tailored to Shay and only to Shay. No one else is gonna put that shit on, and I gotta give it to Shea Coulee. I'll give anything to fucking Shea Coulee at this point.
I love
She
Shay.
looks
Give
good.
her flowers while you're at it. For me, it's gonna be Jada Essence Hall. When I think about all the outfits that I personally want to wear, I just love the stoning of it. I love how pronounced it is. You can see her from probably like 5 blocks away. Red is my favorite color. It went down from the socks were stoned into the shoes. It was just everything was thought out. I just loved it. So yeah. All right. So now so we find out that there is like a 9th pseudo contestant, and at first I ain't gonna hold you, I thought it was Priyanka. And we actually find out that it's Raven and Gag. So what did you guys think when this initially happened?
I immediately knew that it was a black woman under that hat.
Period.
I knew it was going to be a strong black woman, and I know one when I see one anywhere.
On the 1st of February.
Yes. I knew somebody under that hat was marching in Selma. The first few times I didn't know who it was. Then I checked the comments and stuff like that. And then people were saying like, oh, it's Raven. Then I was like, yep. I know a brown skinned queen when I see her. And at first I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they did give her a chance, since, you know, I guess she who shall not be named, but I'll name her. Tyra is out of the winner's circle, kinda. And
by
Raven
her own merit.
By her own merit, good for her. And Raven was no, Lauren, no. Raven feels like she was robbed. Wouldn't it be cool if she was competing? For a second, I thought that she would really be competing. She came in losing is the new winning. And I'm like, oh, cool. But I knew something told me like, nah, she didn't do no promo. She's in no promo. Business-wise, you have to do promo. Like, when was the last time a queen didn't do, even when Vanjie came back, she was in the promo. it wasn't a big surprise, you know. So, I identify as a winner is definitely Psalms 12:32.
Lawrence.
I could not disagree more with Derek and his sentiments.
We're Santino
I
Rice
wouldn't even.
and Michelle.
I literally cannot like. Oh my gosh. When I saw that it was, first of all, the outfit wasn't even up to par. Like if it was gonna be an entrance look, like that was very much like season 2 quintessential Raven calling somebody else out about being shit, and more shit, but coming in wearing shit. So that was definitely on brand for Raven. And I was completely. Let me just say this. Let me just get this. Let me purge this. Somebody ring the fucking siren. The fact that she even thinks that like she was robbed season 2, or that the fan base thinks that she was robbed season 2, it blows my fucking mind. Like I've seen season 2 at least 8 or 9 times, like in its entirety. Partly because a lot of people say like, "Oh, Raven was right," and I'm like, "Well, let me see if I kind of missed something, or like let me see like what I did." Tyra Sanchez is the fucking moment. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like earlier, I remember like you said something along like the lines of that like Raja was like the first fashion queen. When I think of the first fashion queen, I actually think of Tyra. I think Tyra made like the look and the aesthetic really kind of what it is. She elevated it, and the fact that Raven thinks that she was even like close is.
Well, guess what, Mimi? We did.
Raven is not the moment. She's actually never been the moment, not for me at least. And I think her makeup looks good, especially if you're painting a Black woman. But I think that she forgot that she's not one. But whatever the case is, she absolutely doesn't belong in the competition. She definitely doesn't belong in this competition. All Stars 1, maybe she was robbed. They were pretty much all robbed from like the catastrophe that was All Stars 1 in general. I mean, that's not really kind of saying much there, but sweetie, no. And I'm not sure why Tyra is one that who shall not be named. Tyra Sanchez, if she was on this all-winner season, like I would honestly be rooting for Tyra. I love her. I think she set the fucking standard for drag. She never was in the bottom 2 ever, and she took the fucking crown. Raven was in the bottom 2 like 3 times in season 2. Mind you, there was like 4 episodes. So I mean, the fact that you think you were robbed is like unbelievable.
Wait. What?
You shady bitch. Oh, that was excellent. So yeah, no, Raven doesn't belong there. Now, what I will say is I actually do enjoy Raven because once again, fashion photo review, she was also one of my favorites on season 2. Tyra was my top because I just fucking love Tyra. I think Derek made, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Derek was saying she who shall not be named because Tyra just completely removed that name from her life.
I was being respectful to Tyra. I'm not saying that the fandom or we don't appreciate or love what she brings, what she brought to drag.
Okay.
I'm saying that,
like,
I know
Tyra, it's just Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want anything to do with the. Yeah. I remember that. Okay.
So, in regards to Raven, I feel like if you are going to come in staking a claim as a Rob's queen 2 times over, I do think that the look needs to look up to par, and it didn't. It was a leotard and a big hat, and all of it kind of looked like, Michaels and crafty and sequins, black and white. I was just like, I'm not even going to say any names because that could get shady, and I don't want to bring somebody down to, like, bring the next bitch down. But yeah, it just wasn't up to par. I do think Raven needs to stop painting so black. Like in this era of hypersensitivity and consciousness, especially around the Black community, I need Raven to just not be so tone deaf. And Raven reads the comments online, but I just don't think Raven gives a fuck because she feels like I'm Raven, I'll do what I want to do. Of course, when you have RuPaul co-signing it too, it's not gonna help. So I feel that feeling of being untouchable. But I digress. I feel like Raven should not be on the season because she did not win, and automatically the riggery begins. The Drag Detective, another YouTube channel by the way, he would be on one because we're technically looking for Raven to win. Because why do you have her here with no crown? Is she gonna get this crown?
Drag Eureka.
Like I don't understand. So I'm glad it was just a joke. I do think Raven is sickening. I don't feel like Raven was robbed. I do agree with Lawrence in saying that Tyra was like the standard of just excellence. Like I'll never forget that wedding dress when she glued appliques on her body. When she had that country challenge and she had the first 2-in-1 look. We're talking about Violet Chachki. Tyra did that season too. So it's like, I want to give Tyra her things, even though she may not want them. I don't think Raven was robbed. I'm glad that she's not in the competition, but I do actually love Raven. I just think that there's some problematic areas. So yeah. How did you guys feel about the exchange between her and RuPaul? We love a good slap moment, at least I do.
I didn't get it. I was like, at one point, I was really happy. It was funny when she was like, ladies, each of you came in, or each of you will leave here the same way you came in, crowned winners. Oh, hey, Raven, what are you doing here? I screamed. I said, RuPaul, you better drag your own decisions. She dragged the African American queen. But when RuPaul told Raven to come here in front of the girls, I really thought she was about to give her a sympathy crown. I really thought she was going to give her a sympathy crown.
That would have pissed me off.
But other than that, they just wanted a twist. They just wanted a twist, So they just threw Raven in there. So other than that, I'm over it.
Well, and
what's this validate
parking? She came in.
What's this validate parking thing? Am I missing something?
I think it's an older reference because I have heard that before. Don't ask me the origins of when that came on Drag Race, but it's just very much is the bus still running? Like I feel like it's very in that vein. I just don't know the reference immediately.
The bus still running.
That will always work for me. That line always goes up for me. Okay. So now RuPaul comes in and talks about the prizes, the twist, and game explanation, saying that no one will be eliminated this season. We'll have mini and maxi challenges every week. 2 top all-star queens of the week will win legendary legend stars and will lip sync for their legacy. Every episode, the lip sync winner will receive $10,000 and the power to block a queen from winning a legendary legend star the following week. In the finale, the 4 queens with the most stars will compete in a lip sync Lollapalooza SmackDown for the crown. And in the end, one will be crowned Queen of all queens, receive $200,000 and a sickening supply of Anastasia Beverly Hills cosmetics. How do you guys feel about this twist of no one going home, the legendary legend star, the blocking concept? Derek, you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. I absolutely love that nobody is going home this season. I actually see this is one thing about Drag Race fandom. They're so desperate to leak stuff. And I ran into that leak very early on that on accident that no one will be eliminated, which I thought was very fitting because if I was a winner of RuPaul's Drag Race and they asked me to do an all-winner season, I would be very hesitant to go back because I won my season. How bad would it look if I was to go back and tarnish my legacy and get eliminated? I think that is very distasteful, and it was just set me backwards, and I wouldn't want to do that. So I'm really happy that no one will be eliminated. I really hope in the future, I'm kind of going back and forth with this. I really hope in the future they'll start doing this for all seasons. The stakes will probably be not as high, but I'm looking forward to a kinder Drag Race, one that is good for folks' mental health and just thoughtful of people's time, money, and creativity that they are so brave to put out there to the masses, and that they'll be able to give their fans more of them. You see how, I'll even say her name, Alyssa Hunter went home in season 14 early, and her looks on Instagram was freaking stunning. Like her fans would have loved that if she had stayed longer. So I like the idea of the winners not being eliminated and the legendary legend stars.
You know, I just remembered why you weren't saying her name. At
Oh
first,
yeah.
I was like, "Why are you not saying her name?" I remember now. Um. Okay. Yeah. I agree. Lawrence, what are your thoughts on the twist, the game explanation?
I respectfully disagree with everything Derek said. I definitely am hopeful. I definitely want them to go home. I don't really care for them to have a golden plunger. Like the whole thing is just like
Gimmicky.
what's happening?
Corny,
It's a
yeah.
little bit gimmicky. Like
Yeah.
let's just stick to like the shits. If we saw Shay eliminate Trinity right now, it would just be a gag where it's just more to discuss when your favorite queen, because these are all favorite queens, like they're all favorites. If you saw them like kind of, if you love both of them and like that one of them that you love eliminate another one that you love, now you have like that inner conflict. And it's just more discussion when it kind of comes to stuff like that. But I do agree too. That like something like all winners, if you spent a lot of money, which I'm sure they all have spent a lot of money to prepare for this season, and you're not kind of able to show that on the main stage, it's kind of like really. But then it's also kind of like the game as well. I mean, RuPaul is a smart bitch. So she's lining up, I'm sure, a lot of iterations of RuPaul's Drag Race. First out, I'm sure, is probably coming soon. Second out is probably coming soon. Like, there's always gonna be like, you know what, a miscongeniality season. Like, she's thinking many steps ahead. So I don't know, but it is always more like heartbeat when someone is going to get eliminated. You pull out the lipstick and it's like, oh my god, like it kind of has like almost like a conclusion to the episode, as opposed to it being like, oh, they're blocked, but they can still win. They can still win $10,000. Like they can still, I don't know. It'd be different if they would have given the golden plunger and that person was unable to participate in next week's episode and they automatically were one of the bottom two. That would be like,
that low-key sounds a mess.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe they can participate in the next episode, but maybe automatically in the bottom two. I like that idea.
Damn.
No, wait, but wouldn't that be messy? Dang.
That would be messy, but it would be very interesting.
The plunger is corny. It's another chocolate bar thing. It's corny.
You know, I'm
the
actually.
Chocolate bar was ridiculous.
Hey! It's chocolate. For me, I actually really love the direction of this season. I love what they're doing with it because I think that there's a new strategy in play. There's still that strategic element, but I think that idea of like, who is my toughest competition? I need to stop them before they get to the top. And I don't want to see any of these girls go home because I do love all of them. I think they're absolutely sickening. And I want to see how they attack each category. I want to see them have redemption moments, such as like their Snatch Game moments. I want to see them do the things that they weren't able to conquer initially. And I feel like if they go home too soon, there's no story arc. And I feel like that is damaging to their reputations because it's just like, damn, you were great with your season, but what were you all, boogers? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I do really like this twist. I like the legendary legend star. Like, I am very excited about this season. I love the energy that I'm seeing thus far. So that's where I'm at with it. So
what do you guys think about the 200K increase? Do you guys feel like that was enough?
Those girls pay for those garments. I don't know how much, but I know it exceeds 200K. But I know Drag Race pours out a shit ton of money. So I don't know how much they really have to offer like that. I think it's better than before. It's a step. What do you guys think is like a reasonable amount that they should be receiving?
$500,000.
I say 500 too.
$500,000, I think, is for all of the stuff that they actually have to do on the show. That's work. You have to to paint well, you have to act well, you have to lip sync well, your garments have to be on point, you have to either sew some of them, not sew some of them. Like, you have to worry about the next bitch eliminating you, maybe not eliminating, negotiating. The amount of stress in and of itself, it's like pay me for my pain. You know what I mean? Like 500,000. If I spent, let's say 200,000, at least I make a profit of 300,000 after I've recouped like my earnings like back, which is a good amount for me like to have. But Drag Race has come so far that like having the platform in and of itself essentially for free is enough, because they'll recoup all of that money back in no time. Even the queens that are not like, that didn't make it super far. So I think that Drag Race is like one of those things where it's like they put so much money into like other things that the prize pot kind of can't go up by too much, because they have to pay for everything else. The celebrity guests that's like coming in, and some of them are A-list celebrities that are coming in, let's be real here. Like the studio production thing, making sure that everyone's tested for COVID, the cast, production crew, like all of those things like cost like a lot like of money. But honestly, VH1 can fucking pay for it. I don't see why they can't. They got a lot of money, but it's on Paramount Plus. It might be a little
It is on
different,
Paramount
but,
Plus.
you know, they pay,
Which is not sponsored by
a
Cash
lot of
App.
money for that. Yeah.
Which is not sponsored by who?
This one isn't sponsored by Cash App.
Right, yeah.
Cash App was dishing out the money.
So they're basically saying that Willow Pill got $150,000, but just that $50,000 increase, like that's like worth something. That bitch went through like what 14 or 15 episodes. Like that's a lot of fucking money to have to invest in like yourself to like recoup. So I think by the end, the winner kind of breaks even, but having the stamp of approval from the show is priceless. And so I think that it's kind of one of those things where it's like there's a trade-off. But I think that 500K is, that'll make the girls fucking dig deep.
Yeah, I feel that.
You don't want that to pass you.
I feel that. Okay. Yeah. I can hop on that bandwagon. I'm not mad at 200K, but I also don't know the full scope of how much they're spending. I know Got Mick is like one of the girls that spent the most in like history, her history. But I can get on that bandwagon. I think 500K, especially for these girls, they're worth every single dollar. They're worth every single dollar. But I want to move on into the mini challenge because the library was open early and we started with the reading challenge. And who were your standouts in the reading challenge? Well, we'll keep it that way. Who were your standouts? Give me 2 standouts.
For me, Jinx. And I think Trinity was up there. I have a couple. I can say, okay, Jinx to Raja. Roger, you've always been like a grandmother to me. And then she also said to Monet, "You're always being compared to Bob, and I just don't think that's fair. Bob is really talented." And then Trinity to Raja.
Mind you, she said that while she was looking matronly. So she was saying that Raja was like a grandma to her while she was dressed as a grandma.
Essentially, wow.
Again, that's just the wheels turning in Jinx's head. Like, you have to kind of catch all those isms. Yeah.
The nuances. You right. Okay. Lawrence, who are your 2 standouts?
I agree. I think that Jinx is really kind of the only reason that I remember, if I'm being honest, like off the top of my head right now. The only ones that I really kind of remember, although I do think that they all did well. I think that they all did well. That reading challenge has come so far from season 2. Like, they go in for like the kill. But yeah, I think that Jinx was definitely, I think they got it right. Jinx is a comedy queen. She's quick on her toes. She's that bitch.
Jinx was actually my standout. Just because Jinx just knows comedy well. But what I will say is that I love that Raja harken back to that Booger versus Heather thing on her season by spelling all of them out as boogers. And I love that all of them fit the letters of boogers. So I was just like, that's divine luck. And Raja's very smart for that. But Jinx is my standout. Jinx was my standout.
Very good
So.
timing, Jinx has. Very good timing with comedic punchlines and jokes. She was really good and
She's a
deserved to be the winner.
performer. She's a
Deserved to be the mini
performer.
challenge winner. Yeah.
And, you know, rightfully so. So she won that challenge. And then we find out that the queens for the Maxi challenge will be lip syncing and writing their own verses to RuPaul's new song, Legends. And they also have to create choreography for that. So, you know, we love a choreography moment here. I love performance. And I love when Ru gives I love when Ru gives the girls songs to get with. It just depends on the song for me. And then he tells them that it's time for them to hit the runway. And then they get to meet the icon that is Naomi Campbell. What did you guys think when this happened?
I would just say that when I saw Naomi Campbell turn that, well, I knew it was coming because of the trailer. But for some reason, when she walked around that corner to the runway, it was like a gust of wind came out the TV and into my room. The blinds were going crazy. The door shut. The Bible on my nightstand just started flipping pages. Like I just felt like there was just a goddess. Like it was just a gust of fabulosity, and I just loved that. She looked so good. She looked expensive, rich, beautiful. That skin is you can eat it with a spoon. Oh my gosh, she's simply perfect and just truly a goddess. And Shay's like she was about to faint. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually been trying to get on the show for a long time. They said it on Watch What Happens Live on Bravo that RuPaul and Naomi have been trying to do this for a long time, but it's just been scheduling. And I think it was divine timing that she came on the Superstar season.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Well said. Lawrence?
I think it's more than divine timing. I look at something like episode 1 of this, and I think that this might be like a season where there's an episode that's dedicated to each queen, right? Like, so remember how earlier I said that like Shay was the first one to walk into the room. Shay definitely had the best runway walk. Okay, people are gonna think that I'm crazy like for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm crazy for saying this. But Shay, to me, actually had a walk that rivals Naomi's. Like I literally was like, it almost looked like a superhuman version of Shea Coulee, which to me is kind of like RuPaul. I mean, like you're just up there, like you're just that bitch, like you're just like up there. And when she walked, it like I felt like she knew it was just her moment. It was her episode. It was, and she went last. Like I'm telling you, these things are like not. They're so strategic. Like she went last for a reason. Because I mean, hello, like this is just it. And Shay also did Naomi Campbell for her first match game.
She did.
So it was like, you know, I don't know. Like it was just very. I don't know. It was amazing. Naomi, I don't know if she's drinking the blood of 12-year-old girls out in fucking Scandinavia somewhere. But she's just not like aging. I don't know what's going on. She's not putting on any weight. She's not aging. She's just going to be that bitch forever. I was waiting to see Raja walk because Raja is like the first runway queen. You know what I mean? Not the first fashion queen per se. I gave that to Tyra, but the first runway to make it like a moment. Like Raja used to model, right? And it was kind of like a little bit disappointing to see Raja not kind of give like that Marie Antoinette that she gave season 3. Considering the garment that she was wearing, it was like a little it was covering up like a lot. So I guess you couldn't see like the sway in her body. if she was like kind of doing it. But I wanted to see
Mhm.
Raja kind of give that Raja season 3 that she just kind of left on the stage. But she did. I mean, she did fabulously. Jinx. It was very Jinx. But I'm done giving. Like it's just varies because I need like the versatility. Like you're an all-winner season. I need you to like switch things up. That's gonna go for Jinx. That's gonna go for Evie. That's gonna go for all of them. I get the branding thing, but I need you to be able to do multiple things, like Trinity, like Shay, like Monet, like all of these people that like do multiple things. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, Shay, come on. There was just no. I didn't see anyone else on the runway.
Yeah, absolutely. This first episode was designed with Shay in mind. And for me personally, first, Naomi is so established, it's disgusting. Naomi Campbell is so established, it is disgusting. I aim to be that level of solid in my life and my profession. Like, untouchable. Naomi Campbell is top tier just at what she does. For me, this moment was all about Shay. Everyone did what they could. Everyone did what they could. I thought I thought her walk was great. I thought Raja's walk was great. I do see what you were saying, Lawrence. And maybe it also could have been shoes because I do remember one of the queens being like, Raja can't really walk in heels. I don't know. Then on Fashion Photo Review, all the queens talk about her having fucked up feet. So I'm kind of like, maybe something with age is kind of taking from that. But like, so I don't know.
RuPaul is 62.
Hey, Ru kicks them shits off when he gets to the back of that desk.
All right.
Did you guys notice that Jinx was wearing red bottoms?
Probably the pants too. Everything.
The pants too. I did not notice that Jinx was wearing red bottoms.
Money, the checks have cleared. Okay, she is that girl.
They've been wearing red bottoms on RuPaul's Drag Race for a long time. I remember Roxy Andrew. She used to wear them
a lot.
But I feel like I would expect that from Roxy. Jinx is just sexing it up. She is really going for this MILF thing. I love it. I really do like it. But when Shay came out, I'll just to close, I just feel like when Shay came out on the runway last and gave us that phenomenal walk, I said, "Oh, she's taking it. She's taking it."
There's no one else. Like Shay is the moment. I fucking can't. Like,
Derek, that was great. Monique would be proud. I agree. And then I love that she had that moment with Naomi to express how much of an influence she's been in her life. Like, I just
felt it.
It was so genuine, and Shay absolutely deserves this. I have nothing else to add. It would just be me repeating the same thing over and over. Okay, so then we hop over to the Maxi Challenge preparation, and we see the girls starting their choreography, writing their lyrics. If you guys have opinions on the lyric writing process, feel free to add them in. I don't feel like anything stood out enough for me to address it. In regards to the choreography, I feel like I was kind of switched a little bit in regards to, I thought Monet was taking that initially. Like, I thought Monet was going to be the girl to, bitch, there have been comments galore. Do y'all
really?
See
I don't see them.
No,
y'all don't see the comments?
I don't see anything. No.
Shout outs to Stevie, shout outs to Justin, shout outs to Dwayne, Rachel R, Radiant Wolf, Marcus Morales, like HBHB.
Yay!
Like, thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting and listening.
Great.
Now that I am fully aware of the notifications, I will make sure to engage with you guys and share your opinions. So please keep them coming. But yes, I feel like at first I thought it was going to be Monet to step up and do the choreography thing just because that was how it was starting in the beginning. And then they gave it to Shay. I was just like, child, give everything to Shay at this point. Give her the competition too.
That's right. That's right.
All-Star 5s all over again.
That's right.
Y'all better get strategic. And I think the difference between All-Stars 5 and All-Stars 7 is that All-Stars 5, you knew where that was going. I don't fully know where this is going. I just know Shay is that good. So the girls better get really intentional about how they play this game. This is not the crown for Miss Congeniality. I don't even know if they're doing that this season. So unless y'all want Shay to win again, y'all better get with it and get with there quick. But yeah, I love that. I loved watching all of them, not even necessarily in their element, but like once the choreography came into play, everyone, there was no weak links. And I love seeing that. They're just such professionals. That is the word of this episode. professionalism.
Yes.
So I lived. What did you guys think about the choreography scene?
The practice,
The rehearsal.
the rehearsal. Yeah, I do see why the people, some of the queens felt like it was too many chefs in the kitchen because they're all professionals. They all are pretty much used to getting things done how they want it done and creating their own sets and scenes. And I can definitely understand that. And then Shay taking the lead again, it just feels like All Stars 5 all over again, where, you know, in All Stars 5, you know, Shay was pretty much, you know, very like helping. Like, I think she really probably felt bad for the competition. Like, I'm going to eat this up. I'm going to eat this up.
You go so
And, yeah, so I thought it was cool. And Monet's ass is out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Out of this world.
Heavy.
Yes.
Baby. Yeah, I loved it. I love seeing them in their element. Yeah. I feel like I know exactly what Lawrence is doing. We've been on a few Zoom calls before, and when Lawrence, hey,
I had
welcome
to
back.
pee.
See, I knew.
No worries.
No, yeah, welcome back. What did you think about the rehearsal scene with the choreography?
I'm not surprised at all that Shea Coulee took that. She's just excellent at everything that it is that she does. Okay, so we have a Jada and Raja stan account here. We have a Monet exchange stan account here. This is a Shea stan account over here. For me, Shea can do no wrong. Absolutely. I literally was not surprised at all that Shea kind of had to like step in. The best thing about Shea Coulee, honestly, besides aesthetic and everything else, is the fact that she still manages to remain humble. If I was at that level of drag, I was like, bitch, kiss my ass. Like, fuck you, kiss my ass. I'm Shea Coulee. Like, I would not be humble at all. But she still manages to help other people enough to where she's edited to look very good doing it, but still snatches the fucking skin off their feet. Like, when it comes time to do what she, like, I don't know how she does that. Like, she just looks like, but I can tell that like RuPaul's Drag Race in general favors some queens, and I'm not using favors in a bad way. I'm using it in like a way where they see a lot of like star quality, and I think that from the beginning they definitely saw star quality. Like in Shay All Stars 5, I didn't see anyone else taking that crown at all.
Wow. So just fuck Jujubee's drag, right? Right.
All the 8 times that we've seen it. Every 8 seasons we've seen Jujubee fuck her drag.
She was runner up. She was in the finale.
She was in 3rd place.
That finale look was sick though. Give her things. That finale look was
top. Girl, it's me, Jujubee. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I was really sad. I was really sad during the choreography practice. I'm not gonna lie. It's really hard for me to talk about.
Why?
Sorry.
Oh, you are annoying.
I'm going through Jamal Sims withdrawal.
Right. No, for real. That man is gorgeous. That man
I found out he's married.
He is. His man is fine too. They're both gorgeous. I met them in person when I was on the red carpet. Beautiful men.
Oh my
god!
Beautiful men. Are their skin super clear and super? Do they smell great? Oh my gosh, I love that for them.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So before we hop into the actual performance of the song, I wanted to bring up the moment that Jada had in the back about feeling like she wasn't supposed to have that spot. And I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. Because I thought it was a very genuine moment. There are some Drag Race moments that happen. I'm like, girl, get this out of my face. You know, but I felt like in this moment, like I felt that, and I loved the support that she got from the rest of the queens. Evie was crying too, because I do remember Evie having a moment where she was talking about the fandom breaking her down, saying, oh, you know, you shouldn't have won. It should have been Brooklyn and all this stuff. So I felt like I loved that full circle moment for them to just embrace and connect as the people who won their seasons, and rightfully so. I wanted to know if you guys had any opinions. If not, y'all can say skip. But yeah.
Really quickly, I just have to say that I think, you know, when you hear your friend say something and they're like so in denial of their full potential and they're amazing, you know, they're amazing, but they're so like insecure about it. I feel like I appreciate that moment that she brought to Drag Race, even as a winner, like the glitz and glam, but really she felt like she didn't belong, or she wasn't deserving. And she's crazy. She slayed season 12. Like she's so deserved to be a winner of her season. So I was very saddened to know that she felt like that, because even in the midst of a pandemic, she still, like she said, snatched the crown, and rightfully so. She did a very, very good job, and she should continue to be proud of herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lawrence, did you have anything you wanted to contribute, even if it's on behalf of the Vivian, because the Vivian echoed those same sentiments earlier in the episode?
I think that it was dramatic and completely unnecessary. I wasn't here for it at
all. So basically, you said, I think Jada should shut the fuck up and let the show go on. What is she talking about?
No, not necessarily. But I mean, just everyone like crying, and I'm just like, girl, like, just girl. Like, you're among all these winners.
It can't just all be drag.
Sure it can. It's like riding a bike.
We want in a moment.
RuPaul's Drag Race, not RuPaul's Cryberry Baby during a pandemic on a Zoom chat winner rate. Like, I literally, like, I'm just like, girl, like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Get out there, show them what you got, and like, because she's among wolves, right? Like, Jada Essence Hall is among wolves, so they might sympathize with you, like whatever the case is, but they're gonna claw your eyes out. Girl, get that tough skin and, you know, like really, really, really get in there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I thought that it was like over dramatized, like for a little bit, but we kind of needed that this episode, because everything. I didn't see that many confessionals in general. Like, I didn't feel
the girls were just wowing us.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we also saw Trinity and Monet create an alliance. Do you guys feel like that was a good idea? Do you guys feel like Trinity picked the right person to do the alliance with?
It won't last long. I don't think it will last long. I think that that was just a good soundbite for promo and TV and the Twinners, and just, you know, squashing that. Everybody thinks that we have beef, but we actually really love each other. Let's create an alliance. But I think Monet and Trinity are both pretty smart in this competition, and they're going to do what it takes to get their own reign. If it turns out that way, or block whoever's in the lead.
Lawrence, agreed?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely do think that it was a little soundbitey. I don't really see like much longevity like in this arc. I think that I think that, like, as far as like an alliance or something like that goes, it's very odd that Monet and Trinity would do an alliance like with each other when they're the only ones that have had to share a title. And it's like, I kind of would want to kind of stomp the other girl out just so that way I could shine. And just kind of be like, okay, I was like the true winner of All Stars 4 or something like that. So I thought that was very, very odd. But I mean, you know, alliances and stuff like that is part of what makes All Stars like All Stars. It's very great.
Yeah,
so that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think based on the structure of the show, it's not conducive to anyone really to have an alliance, because I feel like you would really want to align yourself with the strongest competitor. And if the strongest competitor keeps getting those stars, bitch, you got to get blocked. It's either me or you. So, like, I don't think the storyline works. So I agree with you guys on the whole soundbite tip. But all right, let's hit the runway finally. Damn. This episode was a lot longer than I thought it was. I will have y'all know. This episode was a lot. It went fast because I was so entertained. But when we breaking it down like this, so much happened in this episode.
Yeah.
It was the entrances.
But it actually was longer than normal, though. It was It was an hour and 22 minutes of straight, like all the way through, which would have been 2
Really?
hours if it was like on VH1. Yeah, it was. It would have been a
Wow.
2-hour episode premiere. Yep, yep.
Wow. Okay. So we go to the runway and Rue performs her new single. Wait, what is the new single called? The new single is called Just
No,
What They Want.
yeah, just what they want. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And first, how did you guys feel about the look? It was a catsuit. It was a multicolored catsuit with the
Yeah.
almost platinum blonde hair that was kind of crinkled, but like fro-ish.
I thought, okay, I'm okay with her doing more bodysuits. We got a lot of dresses last season, so I'm okay with the bodysuit. But it made sense because she was going to perform um, in that very high winded performance. So that made sense. I'm okay with more bodysuits from RuPaul.
You thought she was winded?
Come,
Come on.
All right, Lawrence. Lawrence, your turn.
RuPaul looked absolutely amazing. Like when she turned the corner, I was like, she's 62 years old. Like, in what planet? Like, on what? Like, what's going on here? The hair looked like it was growing out of her scalp. I was like, wait, are they like airbrushing the hell out of her face? Like, how is this being applied? Because this is not applied with a beauty blender.
No,
is
but it
like-
was done by a strong Black woman who knows how to do makeup.
Oh yes,
Right.
that lost the competition twice. I remember. Yeah, but I mean,
robbed. Excuse me.
I thought that
You said
RuPaul looked
robbed
like-
wrong.
I think I got it right the first time. I think that RuPaul looked amazing. As far as like the actual performance goes, I mean, I was laughing the loudest that I possibly could in the bar that I was watching it in. Because the whole thing was just very geriatric. It was very funny to me. It was very like, you know, nursing home, like, you know, but still trying to feel my fantasy thing. Like, it was hilarious actually. I didn't think that RuPaul actually was being serious, but maybe she was. I don't know. I was just laughing.
It was giving very much. Give them just what they want. They want to see me. Give them just what they want. They want to see me work. And they sped up. They gave it a little fast motion, a little, make it seem like she was hitting it, giving a little honey little shake. Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Shake.
Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba.
It wasn't given that.
I actually thought it was top tier Grammy material. But you know, this is also a RuPaul stan account, and I ain't talking about the show. So you know, I did love the catsuit. I love the catsuit. Very young and very appropriate. Rue looks amazing. Like Rue looks spectacular. At first, I wasn't sold on the look. It was the essence of the performance, like with the fans and the stuff, the extra effects that really sold it to me. I was like, oh, this is very pop star. So I love that aspect of it. It's very like kind of 2000s, a little Spice Girls, but like overly gay. So like I love that aesthetic for Rue. In regards to the song, I think the actual at first I didn't think I was gonna like this song because mind you, I'm comparing it to Catwalk, which is now my new favorite RuPaul song. So I'm looking for like that fantasy, like what's my next top 25 most played RuPaul song? Catwalk is on my list now. So it wasn't Catwalk for me, but I don't know, something about as we went in the performance, I was like, I actually think I'm liking this song. I'm buying into it, but I also am like a RuPaul fanatic, so like everything he does really like goes up for me. But yeah, I loved it. I love that he's into voguing, even though he's not a Vogue girl. But I love that he attempts to, and I guess that's what made it comedic. It was an
that
attempt
was not
at it.
voguing.
It was the equivalent of
That
Ginger
wasn't even
Minge.
an attempt.
It was the equivalent of Ginger Minge and Mayhem Miller when Ginger got down and started duck walking.
Oh my gosh! Please kill the visual.
Ginger did better than RuPaul did.
Okay, that's disgusting. I don't agree. I don't
Ginger
agree.
was
Ginger did
robbed.
better than RuPaul did.
So
Whatever. Oh, she wasn't robbed, but she definitely did better than RuPaul did. And
you guys have a problem with black queens, and
RuPaul,
I don't
I
like
mean, me?
it. Black queen. I'm joking. I know she's not black.
Ginger is a fire crush. She's definitely not black.
So, oh no, he was talking about Rue and Raven. But
So wait, can we
Oh,
just say that RuPaul? Can we just say that RuPaul? She tried to act. First of all, "Just What They Want" is my favorite song off his latest album. I love give them just what they want. They want to see me. That song is. Yes, okay. I live. Like for something like that song just make me, and I don't know how to feel. Like that song is okay. I think I like it a little bit more than Catwalk. But can we just say he tried to play it off like give them just what they want. They want to see me work. And this week, the challenge is we're crowned. I'm crowned. You took a break.
I knew there was a break.
You had a water break. Don't try to make it seem like you wasn't winning. You had a water break. You went into some shorts or some sweatpants, and you took a nap, and we clocked it.
She untucked.
Yeah, she untucked. We love you though, RuPaul. I love you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we found out that our celebrity guest judge is Cameron Diaz, and I was so excited to see her there.
She's so beautiful.
Quintessential Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
She's just a professional. I love Cameron Diaz, and I love that she loves the show and she knows the references. She knows the history. I love when they bring guest judges on who actually watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Because it shows a certain level of connection. So yeah, did you guys feel any type of way about having Cameron on, good or bad?
So good to see her again.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, and we're moving on. So now we get into the Legends performance. And who were your standouts in regards to verses, choreography? Were there who were your standout girls? Looks?
I never really remember verses and stuff like that. Only because I kind of feel like they always sound the same, like at least in my ears. I really just look for like the aesthetic and if you can dance well, like how well you executed the choreography. And really the only person that really kind of did anything for me is Shay Lay. I mean, everyone else, I was just like, I kind of expected that, or I kind of like Jinx was channeling Ginger Minge a la All-Star 6, and I was just kind of like I get it. Like, I get that Jinx is not like a dancer or she's not like a this, but I'm sorry. Like, if they get on like certain queens like Shangela or whoever else for like not knowing how to sew or something like that, we have to start calling a spade, and we have to like keep everything like even. It's not great. And I think that you do need to work on having some kind of something that's there. I get the campiness, I get like all of that kind of stuff, I get the branding, I get all of that, but she has to like be able to do kind of like something else. And if it wasn't Jinx, they would have probably read anyone else for wearing a leotard. Wasn't she wearing a leotard? Like a green leotard
like an emerald
with a little bit of sleeves.
Yeah.
It was like an emerald green, and she looked good, but it was a leotard, and it's just and it was green. So I'm surprised that Michelle Visage didn't like have a conniption or like didn't kind of like say anything about that. And I kind of feel like that's where like a little bit of like the favoritism, like the kind of stuff like kind of plays in, because I'm like, if that was Shay that was wearing that or that was kind of giving that energy, they would have torn her up like to shreds, you know, or if it was like Monet or something like that, they would have torn them up. So I kind of feel like some of them really do need to like kind of like step it up. But I will say that I do think that like, Shay did belong in the top, and I also I also do agree that Monet did belong in the top, but I kind of need like something. I don't know why I feel very deja vu with Monet whenever she performs. I feel like I've seen it a lot.
I felt that.
Like
I
I
felt
know what
that.
she's gonna
I felt
do.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go next. I actually disliked 95% of those outfits. First off, this was a faux pas
Mhm.
on production's fault. There was no cohesion in those looks. Everybody looked like everything. We were at Marshall's, we were at TJ Maxx, we were at
No,
Burlington, we were at
yeah,
the Grove. I was like,
at
we need to
Party
pick,
City.
give
Yeah,
me one theme. If the theme is like dance eleganza, then let's do that. If we're doing like Vegas, let's do that. But having all of them have their own interpretations of I don't know what performing together on stage at the same time was so chaotic and I hated it. Um in terms of aesthetic, the only look, the only two looks that I like were Trinity's. That hair was spectacular, and I love that dangling leotard situation she had going on. Her makeup looked phenomenal, and the Vivian with that red hair, and then that cat suit with the billowy sleeves, like
hmm hmm
that worked for me. Everybody else's outfit, not good. Not good. Shay's nude illusion was not nude illusion. The face and the braids were spectacular, but like the outfit itself, I did not like that. Monet's looks like a rendition of her season 10 finale where they when they were in space. But this time it was a little more gladiator. Evie, that wig, that
Toss
fucking
it,
wig.
toss it. I feel like if she was to toss it to a wall, it will fall down, grow legs, and start walking away. I cannot with the wig. I cannot with the wig. What was that? I can't.
But if we're being honest, I feel like Evie and Shay had the best performance. And I feel like Evie's performance was better than Shay's because Evie can move in a way that Shay cannot. Evie just has that elasticity that no one can really compete with unless you're like another elastic queen. Evie just kind of looked a mess. But like performance wise, spectacular. Shay's performance, spectacular, but I didn't like her look from the neck down. From the head up, always perfection with Shay, but from the neck down, no. Trinity, gorgeous. Jada, eh. Jada's verse, though, I really like what was written. I don't like how it was executed because if we're talking about breathy performance, that was really breathy because there were points where I couldn't fully hear the punchline because of how it was delivered. And I'm like, damn, Jada, because this is a solid verse, but the execution isn't fully there. So those were my immediate thoughts. But Trinity and the Vivian looked the best for me. And the best verse or best performance was Evie's, then followed by Shay. What did you think, Derek?
So I'm gonna have to agree with a lot of what you said, Eric, and I disagree with Michelle. I mean, Lawrence. I feel I feel like, but we're not talking a lot about. We're not talking a lot about what really went wrong with this performance. I have no idea what any of these queens are saying. I have no idea. I don't know if it was because it was a fast rap, but or the quality was just bad on this song. It was a production mishap, but I did
I
not
think that was it.
understand. I don't understand. I might have to go listen to it on the Apple. I saw they have it on Apple Music because I didn't hear it well on the show. And so that irritated me at this present time without listening to it with off of TV. I do not like the song. It just sounded low quality. My favorite part was actually Jinx because she brought so much personality to her. I think I understood her the most. I might just be basing it off that. I think, I got Jinx line, so that's why I liked it. Okay. Monet loves a kitty cat wig. One thing, no one at all, not one soul. Monet, I'm gonna bring a kitty cat wig, literally, literally, and she insists. I will also say that Trinity is given. Okay, she is given woman. Okay, she looks the best. Trinity looks the best.
Yeah.
The hair and makeup is it.
Delicious.
I do not like Shay's bodysuit at all. She can do better than that. I feel like I've also seen this before. I love the braids on Shay. Raja, okay, I don't like Vivian's sleeve, but I think Vivian's hair and makeup looks good. Jada looked really good. Evie looks like Evie. That wig gotta go. And then Jinx, I don't really care for Jinx's outfit, but I liked her verse. Monet, this was giving me Gladiator, Grease type of Black Panther.
Yes. No,
I couldn't do
why
it.
it gotta be Black Panther? Why it gotta be Black Panther?
It was given very much that, and I didn't like it. Monet no better.
I think that's why that look looks so familiar.
I'm sorry,
I
we're
feel
not
like
gonna
it's like-
gloss over Raja looking like that. That
No,
was
I
the worst thing I've ever seen Raja look. That was atrocious. She did not look good. She did not look flattering. The bob was nasty. And the outfit tailored to her body was nasty. I've never seen. I was so surprised. I was like, wait a minute. Like, what? Why? Why did you do that?
That is a
actually, like,
57-year-old
offended.
woman. How dare you?
No,
I
he's
don't
spot on,
You
and
just
I
said
love
RuPaul
Raja.
come out at 62 and like that no.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not mad at
I'm
it.
sorry,
It was
but
kind of
no.
like, to quote Kylie, our reigning All-Star winner, we look like we fighting. We look like we fighting crimes in different cities. Because they do.
Right.
One
That's
looked like
exactly
Elastigirl. One looked like the Incredible Hulk. One looked like it's just too much going on.
They needed a concept. They needed a thing to make it cohesive, and I think that was a faux pas on production's part. They should have gave them one specific look to follow, so that way everyone could have their own interpretation of it. But like, I didn't know what to look at, and because it was so chaotic, I didn't really want to look. But I knew we were doing this, so I had to watch. But like, oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. But what I did like were the runways. So let's get into that.
You think we can toot and boot?
Absolutely. Hopefully it allows us to like pause and go. So let's see what it's giving.
Two.
Okay. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna let us just keep. Oh, maybe not. All right, we might have to just let it go through.
Wow, the Raven erasure in this episode is real. She would have slayed.
Hear it. You better keep advocating because one day someone's gonna listen. Someone's gonna listen one day. So let's go down the line. We can start at the top. So, oh wait, child, I gotta stop smoking. Raja was first. To the root.
Two.
Shoot.
Don't play with her. Don't play with her. Shoot.
I agree with a shoot.
I don't even know. That was
amazing.
Nothing. No words. That was amazing.
Are you dumb? That is the Raja from season 3 with way more money and way more world knowledge. Shoot. Jinx Monsoon.
Shoot.
Yeah. Shoot. That
Absolutely.
was pretty good.
A shoot.
It
was so good. Monet Exchange.
Boo.
The hair?
I don't want to give it a boo. Like I kind of get where Monet was going after kind of watching it like again,
Yeah, the
It
gym.
wasn't a boot for me because again, if I'm comparing like, wait, what'd you say?
You said I get where she's going
Yeah.
after watching it again. I said, yeah, the gym.
Okay, like I think okay, if you compare Monet like to herself, that was elevation. It wasn't the super glamorous, but it was like okay, I can kind of feel like a little bit of like what you're kind of serving here. So I think that it fit the category the best. No. So I think that it would have been a shoot in like a different category. Sure. Um,
Salt and pepper real
I
nice.
wouldn't give it a shoot or a toot, but I also wouldn't give it a boot. I would give it a meh and Miller.
Why not just give her a boot then? Because a meh is not much better.
Somebody give her a boot other than them Timberlands. I couldn't
Thank
take.
you.
I couldn't take. I
It
couldn't.
was.
And you guys know I love Monet.
That's the stand page. That's the stand page.
I have to. But I'm just keeping it real.
That look from her neck
Okay.
to the bottom of those Tims, where the tree is, was a fucking boot. It was
Not the
a
gym.
boot. Like her hair was spectacular. That face, spectacular. The fact that the outfit is white, the trans flag essentially, and then Timberland boots. Where are we going with this? And even after the explanation, I was still like, I don't like this. Then you have the cage elements to make it like very like Queen of England that time period, but it just
I didn't get it.
it's kind of like you put a bunch of things in a pot and
It
then
was
press
interesting.
random and then like generate, and then that's what came out, and I didn't
And
like
that's
that.
very Monet.
So I love Monet down, but I didn't like that outfit. Trinity the Tuck, it's a shoot for me.
It's a shoot for me.
Oh,
It's a shoot for
a
me.
super shoot. A super shoot.
Spectacular.
If there's somebody that knows how to do
It's a drive-by.
pageantry, oh my god. Trinity the Tuck Taylor is there was nothing wrong with that outfit at all. I was looking all over. I was just like, wait, no, this can't be as perfect as it actually is. The train that just was as long as the Sahara Desert, it was just wrapping around. The color was the color of royalty. I'm like, this. I see no one else. Well, I mean, until we get to it,
It was
we need to get to.
expensive.
But I see
It was-
no one else. But it was opulent. She owns everything.
And that's word to Mercedes Iman.
She looked good.
So yeah, that was a shoot for me. It's starting to sound like I'm a Trinity fan page, but I've always loved Trinity, and that's why I kept her in my rotating top 3 because she's just consistently very polished. She just knows how to do drag and she knows who she is. So I love her. We can move on to Evie Oddly. It's a toot for me.
It's a boot
I'll
for
toot
me.
it. And I'll toot it.
A full-fledged boot?
It's a
No.
boot for me. Again,
couldn't hear
if I gave it like, you know what it is, like I just feel like when you're like Evie Oddly and you're like different and quirky and like you're all of these adjectives that they kind of like throw at you, to take advantage of that to me kind of is like a disadvantage. And I feel like Evie would be taking advantage. If Shay would have worn that same thing on the runway, we'd all be booting it. Like, what's happening here? Like,
what are you doing?
huh?
But we know that's not what Shay
Yeah,
brings.
we'd be like, what is this? But we've seen Evie actually do better than that though. So for me, it's not. When you're talking about like crowning, we're talking about like almost kind of bringing like your best, something that you could actually put like a crown on. She was wearing melted crayons, which to me the outfit looked great on her, but it's not elevated enough. Like I can't imagine giving Raja a shoot, Jinx a shoot, giving the rest of them a shoot, and then giving that a toot. It's a boot. And now if I'm comparing it to her competitors, if I'm comparing it to like if it was a different if it was maybe like a gay pride like runway or something like that, fine. Like, you know, like fine, like we'll take that. But it didn't fit the category for me, so I'm gonna boot it.
That's fair. I don't think it was elevated, but I love the concept and I love the execution of the colors dripping. Like I just love when something looks like, wow, I can almost guess what texture that is from my TV screen. So it
Mm-hmm.
looks like money was spent, but I do feel like it could have gone a level up. I won't boot it. But it's a very soft too. It's a very soft too. Okay, moving on. The Vivian. I want to boot this, and I'm
I
gonna.
I think it's okay. I too. That's it's okay.
It's a soft tooth for me too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Because it's
soft tooth
not
for me.
terrible.
I no,
It's not
no,
terrible. It
no.
just
She's a
wasn't
cute
like.
girl.
Mm,
Cute next to gorgeous. Gorgeous is, going to devour cute.
You know,
always.
gonna devour cute. Yes. Wait, no. So let me just say that I think that the Vivian hasn't completely checked in yet. I will say that. I think that in her, because she's the only one from the UK, she won UK season one, where it wasn't like super competition, right? It was the first iteration of like the UK season. So I think that something like that would suffice on her season UK
Absolutely.
one. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? But right after you've seen what's coming out, it's like I think the Vivian knows like you're gonna have to like, yeah, put in work. Not to say she doesn't put in work, but I'm just saying like you're gonna have to like, you know, come with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna boot it. I'm not gonna toot it. It was okay. It was okay.
And you said it too, right, Derek?
Yeah, it's a soft too.
It's a boot for me just because I don't really like the material of it, but I see where she was going. She did look ethereal and she looked like a nymph, and I love stuff like that. Like I love that very earthy, fairy aesthetic, but I felt like it was more of a boot than a toot for me, but I love me some the Vivian. Next up.
Actually, H&M.
Never forget the day RuPaul blacked out on Drag Race. Um, shit. Who do we have next? Next up we have Jada Essence Hall. This for me
Boot,
is gonna be a soft
boot.
toot, only because I feel like the only thing I truly disliked about it was that silk panel in the middle. I feel like if that fabric that was kind of ruffled had just wrapped around, it wouldn't have been a shoot. But I do think it would have been a beautiful silhouette. I feel like the silk in the middle was kind of like, where are we going with this? But it's a soft toot for me. I guess I feel that way. The way y'all feel about the Vivian's look, that's how I feel about Jada's. It's like, eh.
Yeah. For Jada, it is I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I'm gonna have to boot it very. I'm gonna boot it.
That's fair. Hey, hey.
Yeah, it's a hard boot.
Come on,
But
hard
she
boot.
looks beautiful. She looks beautiful.
She always looks beautiful, but that's when you really have to start comparing them to
Mm-hmm.
themselves and also
Right,
the people around them, because I feel like it's easy for us to let
right.
people go by the sake of brand, but it's like you're not competing with yourself fully here because baby, someone outside of you is getting that crown if you don't get it together. Um,
Right.
so next up we have Shea Coulee.
Uh,
Girl, girl,
what's the
girl.
level above shoot again? It's
I
pretty
don't.
much like what goddess heaven,
Are you
Drive
dumb?
by.
goddess
Are you
heaven,
dumb?
Shoot, like I
drive
mean,
by,
it.
Compton, whatever the
Are
hell
you?
you want to call it. It's
Drag my city.
I don't see. I just I don't like. I really can't with how Shay is like. I can't. It's almost like emotional for me how amazing Shea Coulee actually is.
She
And
is
she knows she is. That's the
perfection.
best thing about her. She knows she is the moment. Again, she came out last. I'm telling you guys, they have these things like lined up because they want those lasting impressions. She was the last one to perform. She was the last one to come out on the runway. She was the last one to do the runway challenge with Naomi Campbell. And she was the first one in the workroom. What does that tell you? They want you to remember Shay for
Everything
at
begins
least
and
the
ends with
episode.
Shay.
At least the episode.
Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
that was a super shoot superstar boot. I mean,
That was definitely a shooting star. She's a winner, baby. First of all, my auntie
Yeah,
told me this. My
yeah,
auntie told me this when I was a wee baby. She's a legend.
Right.
She's an icon,
I
and
remember
she
that.
is the moment. I
Period.
mean, come on now.
yeah.
There, perfect. This was it.
Yeah.
And what you said was Shay knows who she is. Like she walked. I don't even. There is not a moment that I feel like she walks on stage and she's unsure. She knows.
I
She knows
agree.
she's that girl. And it was funny. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, really quick with Monet and we know who the top two are. And then she goes before the lip sync. Monet is amazing. Monet is smart. She's talented. She's been in drag longer. She's amazing. She's just such a grease. She's high class. She's everything. But I'm Shea Coulee.
Right.
And that was just
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
She was like, she was raised well. She got great A's, all straight A's in school. She loves cats. But I'm Shea Coulee.
And Monet will watch that moment back and be like, "You're absolutely right.
You're right.
You are right." I have nothing to say against that. For me,
Listen.
this is an "Are you fucking dumb? Are you dumb?"
Stop playing
Like,
with her.
like Shay is. I saw her come out on the runway, and I wanted to pick up the nearest glass item in my house and throw it
God damn it. God
because, like,
damn it. God damn it.
it's just ridiculous the idea that someone can always top themselves, like, and with such
Yeah.
precision, such perfection, such confidence. Shay is such a lifestyle. She's not even a drag queen. She's a lifestyle.
Love
Find your inner Shay and live in it.
it. Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
perfection as a
Mm.
person, because Shay is just the drag queen. That person behind all that stuff, top tier, exquisite. You have to
She
have
is-
such an understanding of self to execute that in any character. Shea Coulee is sick.
Who is her team? Give
Mm.
them the Emmy. Okay, give
Yeah.
them the Emmy. They are amazing.
They are top tier. Shea Coulee and the Cooladas. I love them. Now, so we find out that the top two are Monet and Shea Coulee. Do you guys agree with this top two?
I'll give that to them.
Shay, yes. Monet, no. And I'm giving it to a hard and long for
Sure.
Monet. I'm sorry. I love Monet, but I just didn't like her runway. I thought everything else about today for her was good. But I thought it could have been for me, Shay, and I thought Trinity. No,
She didn't know her lyrics. She just
They-
sold it, but
they-
she didn't know her lyrics.
They beat that to the ground. I didn't notice, but
I didn't notice either.
but they definitely beat that to the ground. So okay, I'll give it to Monet. Yep, cool.
I would have gave it to. I would have given it to Jinx.
Yeah,
I would give it to Jinx.
yeah.
Just because of the value of lyrics and stuff. Like, granted, the look was not it, but nobody's look was it on that stage. So the quality of lyrics for me, and then the runway was just exquisite. And of course, Shay belongs there, so I would probably do Shay and Jinx. Lawrence, what do you think?
I think we have to consider what the actual lip sync song was, right? So if we're gonna like kind of compare, which it seemed like it was a comparison between Jinx and Monet taking like that second spot, like that next top two spot was there.
Mhm.
If we're doing Ella Fitzgerald, Old MacDonald, the audience is gonna probably be much more excited to see like an old school legend like Ella
Right.
Fitzgerald sang by two Black drag queens. I'm just being honest here. Two drag queens that can bring the song to life, right? So I think that played into like the decision to have Monet
And
kind
then
of
top.
like be the next one be the next one over, like next to Shay. We knew we were gonna kind of get a show. So I actually do agree that Monet should have been next after Shay. I think Shay and Monet, they got it right. I think so.
For me, well, okay, well, we could just get into the lip sync. For me, Monet was the clear winner at the start, and then there was a point where something shifted, and she started turning to the back. Because my thing is, like you said, if you can't make Rue laugh, there is no win to be had. The first Rue laugh came from Monet. The performance and presentation was on Monet's side. Now, granted, Shay is a perfectionist type performer, so she was good. But was she making Rue laugh in the early part? No, Monet was. Then Monet took her foot off the gas pedal, turned around too many times, walked to the back of the stage, kept singing to the back of the stage, probably because she forgot her lyrics, and then came back. And in that time, Shay was already on that ass. So she just drove past you. So had Monet kept her foot on the gas, I actually think she would have won that lip sync. And I stand on that. I stand on that. She should have never took her foot off the pedal. Great lip sync by both, but Shay won it in the end because I feel like Monet kind of just went like, yeah.
I feel like the thing about when Shay and Loretta Devine, Monet Exchange both got up there. The kitty cat wigs, you guys. And I love Monet, but the kitty cat wig, but the go-to is like kitty cat wig. It was given very little collard greens, cornbread, and get some candy yams and a little potato salad, fried chicken, peach cobbler, and a few slices of ham. Was it not given that? It was not given that. She was like,
I'm
right there, right there, and well, first of all, it's gonna always be a kitty cat wig for me, and clearly Monet. But
Oh God.
I think Shay won because she somewhere like a couple of lines into the old McDonald, she really embodied who Ella Fitzgerald was as a performer and a singer. She was very like very theatrical, and Shay really embodied her. It was very like, oh, and that dress, you guys. Can we please just talk about Shea Couleé's dress? That was so beautiful, and it was just this, y'all, is just the lip sync look. Very Jasmine Kennedy. This is just the lip sync look. And she actually looks stunning. Like, it was perfect. It was perfect. She looked so good. The makeup. Shay also had a kitty cat wig.
They both did. They both look amazing.
It was so beautiful. That dress and the bracelets. It was Shay. Just this whole episode. Just she knew what time it was. Just so beautiful. Shea Couleé was the winner, and I thought that was very, very fitting. She ate it up. She ate it up.
Lauren?
And blocked.
Yeah, I definitely think I agree. I definitely think that Shea Couleé was like the clear winner. Just like a few things. Number one, I feel like with Monet, like she's a fierce lip syncer. Like, hello, like Monet Exchange is a fierce lip syncer. But I feel like it's a little bit one note, like with Monet. I feel like I've seen what she's going to, like, I kind of know what she's going to, like, kind of do already. She's going to point. She's going to turn to the back of the stage. She's going to, like, maybe bust a split. And her mouth is going to be open very wide, doing all of that. But I feel like with Shay is really, 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 really good at, like, embodying the songs. The fact of what she changed into, it gave very, like, this is my auntie at the cookout that, like, is fabulous. She might be a little drunk, but she knows all of the references of, like, the time period. Like, Shay is very smart. It reminds me of, like, All Stars 5. I don't know if you guys remember the Neutron Dance lip sync that she had against
Oh my God.
And
download the song.
I remember, literally, like, she put the Pointer Sisters back on, but whatever. First of all, you were going against Alyssa Edwards, so this is like iconic. But number two, anyone that knows anyone in the House of Edwards knows that during a lip sync, the first thing they do is walk to the back of the stage. Shay immediately walked to the back of the stage, knowing she was going up against Alyssa Edwards. She's very, very smart. Like, Shay knows when it's time to pull out all the stops. So I feel like what you were saying, like in the beginning, Eric, I somewhat do agree with that. But I think it was a part of like Shay's like, I'm gonna like, she had the old school dances with it, whereas like Monet was like very campy. She was like very doing like her thing. And initially when I saw it, it was very much a tie. But I think I've seen it 150,000 times since it premiered on Friday. And for me, Shay just like, I couldn't even get over like just the look in general. Just the beginning when RuPaul was just introducing these girls. Like I was just like, Shay, I mean, just I knew in the confessional when she was just like, I'm Shay Kool-Aid and I had to prepare my organs for what was coming, and she was right. Ooh, see, knocked the lights out of my damn room again. Shay is that girl.
Not the Beyonce effect.
Shay is she's that girl. The
It's
whole
officially the Shea
Beyonce
Coulee
effect. The Shea Kool-Aid effect. Yeah, she took that from me. Although Monet, I mean, it was a fabulous lip sync. I would actually put that in my top 5 already. I'll never get tired of watching that lip sync. Yeah. I would put that in my top 5. Mm-hmm.
I love how random that song was.
Hella random.
It was, but that's good. It doesn't always have to be Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga and like Kesha. Like, give the girls some culture, give them some influences, like really showcase performance of different kinds. So I love that. And of course, we saw that Shay won. There's clearly no arguments here. And then she chose to block Trinity the Tuck. Do you feel like that was a good use of the plunger?
Yes, I do.
Lawrence, is that a nay or a yay?
That's a nay. No. I think that she should have blocked Jinx. And I think that she should have blocked Jinx because Jinx is literally, along with Shay, favored by RuPaul. She did fantastically in the actual episode itself. And I also think too, someone like Trinity the Tuck, like she's very like loyal in a sense. If she has like some kind of history with you, she won't go against you. Maybe unless it's time, which right now it's not time, it's episode 1. So, I mean, they had like that whole season 9 like kind of thing. And even though it wasn't spoken of, it's kind of like very like kind of unspoken. And I feel like Shay's reasoning for blocking Trinity, I wasn't really buying it. And if that was like the actual reason, I think that's a less than smart decision. I think she should have definitely blocked Jinx Monsoon.
Derek, you thought it was a smart move?
I thought it was a smart move. Listening to Lawrence, I can see why Jinx should have been blocked because she's definitely doing very well. I feel like in terms of the episode, though, I feel like Trinity on the runway was pretty good in the performance, the Legends performance. Looked stunning, and I think that Shay knows Trinity as a competitor the best out of all the other girls. So she probably was like, this bitch in our original season was in the top, was in the finale with me. So, and she probably that's her season 9 sister. She probably just knows that I know Trinity as a competitor and she's fierce. And I think we're seeing with Jinx, don't count her out. I think as viewers, we're seeing that, but in the moment, I think they're low-key sleeping on Jinx in the beginning of this competition. I do want to point out that Evie said something during the toilet plunger assignment situation that I think I'm gonna get this as a refrigerator magnet.
Safe space. Period.
I give really good.
I believe that actually. I believe that.
It was the little
No, I
wig.
believe
It's the
that.
kitty cat wig. Like I give really good head.
Evie is
That's
so
funny.
grungy.
I love
She is
that
so good.
moment.
It was great. I agree. I understand both parts actually. I do agree with the tail end of Derek's part about saying that I feel like Shay has a certain understanding of Trinity because they were on the same season. So I feel like there's a certain heightened awareness for Trinity specifically. And maybe Shay was sleeping on her the first time around, so now she's like, no, 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 we're not doing that. So I understand that aspect of it. What I will say though is that I think Jinx is the clear person that should be blocked because I feel like as polished as Shay is in her side of things is how polished Jinx is on her side of things. Like where Jinx knows her shit, Jinx excels. Ain't nobody in that girl busting jokes like Jinx.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in that show busting jokes like Jinx. Like she is the comedy theater staple of this season. She's the one. Just like Shay and Raja are gonna be those fashion girls. So, I mean, I feel like, Trinity is a solid pick. She's in my top 3, but so is Jinx. So it could have went either way. I think Shay made a good decision. And besides, I'm pretty sure Jinx is going to be in a position to win a lot. So maybe Shay wants to align with Jinx. Maybe.
Probably so.
Well, that
Probably
brings
so.
us to episode 2, right?
Right. So did y'all want to stop this and or did y'all just want to? Because I don't know if this whole thing is going to go on YouTube like this.
What are you going to title this?
I don't know.
Episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we can restart for episode 2.
Okay. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, All Winners, Season 7, Episode 1. Thank you for everyone who's in the comment section. And we will be back with Episode 2.
Episode 2. Snatch Game.
Damn, and stop playing with me.